What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 102 of Connect Wednesdays. Today we got a power pack episode going on. I'm Chant Bobbitt. This is Steve Bayonne, and we're just gonna rock y'all out, man. It's a lot that's going on in the crypto space right now, so we're gonna kind of fill in the blanks for everybody and then connect some dots like we normally do in true Skyton fashion. Y'all know the vibes. So I'm gonna kick this off. I came across some news that was real impactful. Um, and I've been following the money, right? So I'm gonna walk y'all through this. Excuse me. Today might be one of the one of the most underestimated and most powerful announcements that I kind of came across in financial markets. So you got Bank of New York Mellon and you got Goldman Sachs. They both just revealed they have a joint initiative to tokenize $7.1 trillion with a T of US money market industry, right? Two of the most respected financial institutions on the planet officially entering the tokenization game. And they're doing it with one of the most important asset classes in global finance. That's the money market funds. So I'm going to break down exactly what this means. So first things first, I know a lot of people may not know what exactly the money market industry is. So the overarching is basically it's the backbone of the short-term lending and liquidity for governments, banks, corporations, instos, right? So you could think of it like the cash equivalent part of the global financial machine. The money market funds are low risk, high liquid assets. This is going to be your US Treasury bills, your certificate of deposits, and your commercial paper. This is what the big boys they park capital in. It maintains the liquidity so the money can flow, and then they're able to earn interest on that without basically exposing themselves to any type of market volatility. So they're not worried about the market going up and down. They're still going to earn their money, right? Now, here's the key. As of 2024, around June, the US money market industry alone was valued at like $7.1 trillion. So I'm pretty sure that this number is growing rapidly. And even if you go globally, this number skyrockets. So domestically, it's 7.1 trillion. I want to make that clear. And this is one of the largest untapped sectors for blockchain and tokenization. And now you got Bank of New York Mellon and Goldman Sachs building the infrastructure behind it. So here's where this gets real. So on Connect, I believe it was either 100 or 101. I covered the connection piece with Bank of New York Mellon because they're not just any bank, right? They are the official custodian of Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin. They manage the assets for some of the largest financial institutions all around the world. They got $47.1 trillion in assets under custody. So Bank of New York Mellon is also a longstanding Ripple partner. And now, through this tokenization partnership with Goldman, they're laying down the rails to digitize real world assets at scale. So let that settle in. You got Bank of New York Mellon partner with Ripple. You got Bank of New York Mellon partner with Goldman. You got RLUSD, which is Ripple stablecoin, and you got the money market tokenization. And then you got the infrastructure that is built on, which is going to be the XRP Ledger, and they're going to tokenize financial instruments. So this that you're listening to right now, this is foundation for the future of finance. It's being built right in your faces. So I'm going to tell you guys what this means for you. Anybody that's an early investor. Now, Steve and I have both mentioned this multiple times, right? So if you guys are sitting on Connect Wednesdays with us and you've been really tapped in, you know that you're at the ground floor right now watching the big boys, the big giants, BlackRock, Fidelity, State Street, Goldman Sachs, Bank of New York Mellon. They're all pivoting to the real world asset tokenization narrative, right? So this is major. And when these pieces are all connected, you who are investing in Ondo, XRP, and other assets that are geared towards real world assets and tokenization, you will be handsomely rewarded. When we say trillions of dollars, I don't want you to take that lightly whatsoever. Because once that money flows into these markets, they're going to have to use those said assets to be able to maneuver and transfer, right? So you're seeing these pieces all come together. This is a giant puzzle. And of course, there's big news that, ISO went live on July 14th. So you got Ripple that's ISO compliant. You got RippleNet that enables instant cross-border settlements, which is what's going to be needed because you're going to have people from different countries investing, and they're going to be able to do this fast, efficiently, and super inexpensive. You got RLUSD, that's a treasury-backed stablecoin. We just had the Genius Act pass. Bank of New York Mellon is the stablecoin custodian for RLUSD. And then Goldman Sachs, you guys already know about them. They're a dominant force that's in asset management. So platforms like the XRP Ledger, Ondo, like I said, they're all institution ready. They were built for tokenization, compliance, and instant settlement. So these two projects, this is not financial advice. I'm just telling you guys that these guys are literally the foundation layer for what you're seeing materializing right now. Tokenizing US treasuries is something that Ondo is already doing. They're already offering institutional access to real world yield. They've already partnered with global banks and DeFi platforms, and they're already building on-chain fixed income vehicles for crypto native investors. That's you guys. So these type of platforms is what you should be investing in. The infrastructure, the ecosystems, because they provide the on-ramps and the off-ramps for these traditional assets to be tokenized on. All right. So this is bigger than just throwing out a crypto project. You're seeing entire financial markets transforming. All of the big boys, all of the giants are here. All right. So this is reshaping how capital is going to be accessed. It's going to be moved from point A to point B, and how they store basically this capital. This is the merger of traditional finance and DeFi, or decentralized finance, all put together by regulated, institutionally friendly infrastructure. Powerful. All right. So I'm going to tell you guys what the smart money should be thinking right now. This is something that I've always done, and this has always led me to more data, more information, and it's made me secure in the things that I invest in. Follow the rails. Follow the custodians. Follow the regulations. They're here. And last but not least, always follow the money. The world's biggest institutions are unapologetically signaling, and everybody else is going to follow suit after this. This is where the markets are heading. Tokenization is the next iteration of finance, and Larry Fink told everybody a long time ago. Now you're starting to really see it. So keep paying attention to what's going on, and if you're a smart investor, you are already putting your investment capital in the places where it should go. And I just gave you two huge gems. Steve, you want me to keep rocking, or you want to jump in?
You go.
All right. So something else that came to mind, right? So I just seen some new news. You've got Jamie Dimon. You all know who this is. This is Mr. JPMorgan, right? So JPMorgan announced that they've got 4.3 trillion that they're trying to attack at this moment. This is the largest bank in the United States, right? Period. They've got 4.3 trillion in assets. They're about to start exploring crypto-backed loans. Now, I shared a story with you guys multiple times, especially with our members. Steve had a similar story where we used the DeFi protocol and got cooked, right? Now, this was a couple years ago. This was before these big institutions were all starting to play in this arena. And we told you guys that they were next. They were coming in. So once they kind of got into this DeFi realm, there was going to be a lot of changes, but that means a lot of advancements, a lot more protections, a lot more user safety for you and I. And this just means more players are always going to follow suit. So this is Wall Street's biggest heavyweight now exploring. They've got Bitcoin and Ethereum-backed loans for now. Now, if you know anything about Jamie Dimon, he's been publicly, putting down Bitcoin. He's not a fan of Bitcoin whatsoever. So the reason I wanted to bring this to you guys as news is because the overarching is that crypto is getting more light. They're in the spotlight right now for everything that's happening. When it comes to any of the major banks, any of the major players, they're now starting to look at crypto assets as legitimate collateral. In short, right? So now what can happen is, instead of When you see these big run-ups with Bitcoin or ETH or various cryptos, because I'm pretty sure next they're going to start adopting other assets. Investors don't have to sell their assets anymore. You basically can just keep your holdings. You'll be able to prove that these are your holdings, and then they'll look at that as legitimate collateral. So now you'll be able to get loans based off your holdings. This is the advancement that we've been waiting for, because now this is the smart play. When you're holding on to digital assets, you don't need to get rid of the asset. You just need to collateralize it, where you basically put it up and you can borrow against it. This is it. So we here. So this is what makes this news a whole lot more revealing. The same man who was always talking about Bitcoin was a fraud, fast forward to 2025, now he's saying that they're going to start developing this crypto lending infrastructure. Now he's playing both sides, just to be honest, right? If you know anything about these guys, they'll always tell you one thing, but then do the complete opposite. I'm not a Bitcoin fan whatsoever, but I do understand that this thing is being placed strategically and it's being marketed on purpose. But what's going to happen is these protocols, when you kind of dig deep, you're starting to realize that these things are too expensive. They cost too much. The fees are too high for them to be viable. So there's going to be other assets that they have to add to these crypto-backed loans, right? And when they do that, you're going to start to see a big shift in capital move from your big players like Bitcoin and ETH. They're going to start going into other projects. One of them definitely is going to be XRP, right? Goldman and all these players, they are already tied in with Ripple, the company, XRP, the digital asset, and RLUSD. Because again, remember, that's for big transactions and that's for institutions only right now. So I'm walking this tightrope, right? And as I'm seeing how they're kind of playing this game, you just need to be in the game, first of all. You need to make sure that when you do start to leverage your digital assets, you think ahead. Don't think just for the moment, especially if you're going to collateralize these assets, because you don't want to put yourself in a position where, even though this is great, this is grand for the industry as a whole, you don't want them to be able to manipulate things and be able to take away your assets because you just made a improper move. All right. So I'm not going to sugarcoat this, but this move right here, this is massive. And I like this because it's validation. When you got the largest bank in America and they begin building lending infrastructure with crypto assets, there's a huge shift that nobody can ignore. The whole entire market is starting to evolve faster than any skeptic can actually deny. So here's another thing that I want you guys to start considering. You've got more US banks right now that are signing up day after day, and they're doing the same thing. So you got Bank of America, they're actively working on stablecoin products. You got JPMorgan, they're coming out with the crypto collateralized credit markets. And he also said that they're trying to get into the stablecoin game themselves. You got Citibank, they're wrapping up tokenization tools. So this just shows you that all of the major banks, all of the major players here in the United States, they know what's upon us, especially since we just got the Genius Act passed into law. It's official. That means your stable coins, everybody damn near is going to have a stable coin. But here's where you got to go deeper. When you start talking about the players having these stable coins, they have to be able to move and they have to make sense for you to be able to transact them on different blockchains, right? So these banks having a stable coin is pointless if everybody just has one stable coin. But once the whole industry gets digitized, you're going to start to see players like XRP be the bridge, right? And we always mention this word, interoperability. This is what's going to allow people to be able to actually use these stable coins in different places, right? For various products and services. And then now they're going to start taking the old traditional services that every bank has, and they're going to start modernizing it. They're going to make it more up to date, more efficient, more easier to access. And you're going to be doing this all with crypto. So this regulatory push is clearly unlocking a new wave of positioning. So this is deliberate in what they're doing. Now, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of insight on what JPMorgan's crypto-backed loans actually do. So they're going to allow everybody who has like high net worth and institutional guys, they're going to be able to access capital. They're going to be able to access liquidity. It's going to avoid anybody having to trigger a capital gains event from selling. It's going to keep exposure to the crypto market while still unlocking more and more value. And that's what we need. The more value that is seen in this space, the more capital is going to start to inflow, right? And remember, crypto is a global phenomenon. So this is coming from all walks of life, every government that you can think of. They're all going to be aligned with this new reality, right? And then it's going to also provide bank grade regulated alternative to decentralized finance lending platforms, which are cool, especially if you've been in the space as long as Steve and I have, but they're not safe, right? So this is why we always tell our members, you can do it if you want to, but that's on you. But we always warn you with the risks that are associated, because there's a lot of scammers, there's a lot of risky players that play in that DeFi realm. So a lot of these assets right now, we're early in the game. But when these things, 2-3 years from now, when these things are, parabolic, those losses are going to hurt. So if you get yourself rug pulled, you got to understand, you got to take that loss. All right. But overall, what this is doing is this is just basically bringing a whole lot of legitimacy to things that already existed in the DeFi space for years. But now we're just bringing it into the modern world, the future of finance. And then we've got big institutions that's coming in. So this is huge. All right. And then my final thought for this, you got Charles Schwab right along JPMorgan. They just confirmed, I believe it was yesterday or day before yesterday, that they're also launching a Bitcoin and Ethereum trading service. So these guys have $7 trillion in assets under management. It's one of the most conservative retail brokerages in the United States. And now they're about to start giving people direct exposure to Bitcoin and ETH. So you got JPMorgan, they're lending crypto. They've got Schwab, they're buying and selling crypto. You got Bank of America and Citi. They're both building stable coins, ready to launch things. And then you got Goldman Sachs and Bank of New York, Melon, they're tokenizing securities. All the giants are here. All the rails are here in place. It's no longer any sort of speculation whatsoever. This call is about validation. The world is changing in front of every single person. So this is why information matters, and you got to stay as close to source as humanly possible. Steve,
what you got?
So I heard there was some news about one of the beginners exchanges that is a big boy
Hold
player.
on. Before you go there,
All right,
let me just give you guys some practical perspective, right?
talk to him.
The part that's missing in all this conversation is this has been happening. This testing has been going on for like over a decade. I've been hearing this, researching this. You understand? That JPMorgan coin, like this stuff has been around, guys. This is it was hard to really digest it as somebody new in crypto because you're just not, you can't really validate it, right? Because they didn't say anything about it. They've been tight-lipped.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we've been doing for the last 3.5 years on the internet. So you might think that this is just now happening because the headline is out. Tech and infrastructure is not built at that speed. AI has been around since 1957. You see what I'm saying? Like there's always an iteration of tech that's been around. Blockchain, that iteration of tech has been around since before Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about first movers advantage, everything he's talking about right now, and for all you guys, I don't know if there's anybody new inside the chat or on YouTube, you got to get in line right now. There's nothing else in this world that could offer you immense opportunity. And for me, it's not even so much about the money, right? That's the easy part to connect the dots on. It's about once you get knowledge on the products and how these guys are going to move, you have to understand our freedoms are at risk right now. Do you understand? I was just talking to Lance earlier and we made mention of kind of talking about Israel and things like that. And it's like, all right. So he's like, when you look at even the Roman Empire or any empire, the Nazis, they never died, right? They never went away. They came back in a different form. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
we would be begging to stay in this era right now. I promise you that. Because I can deal with the Catholic Church, I can deal with the Muslim, I can deal with that mind control because it's only mind control, right? But when you got to put a fingerprint on a document, like I had to do during this transaction, when you got to see the pressure of technology at the airport, like I got to go through and waiting in these lines, missing flights because I won't do um, none of it. Biometrics. This guard that they're getting rid of right now, who we think is like super evil, is being replaced by technocrats. So when y'all play dumb, right, and act like you're going to get back to this information, no, you just don't have the time for that. Because once they flip the switch and you have the lack of education, you're just going to move like the herd moves. I still don't know the exact day that we started to use debit cards as a whole to make cash obsolete. And me being in Colombia right now just reiterates how big the snowball is in America already. Because I'm transacting in cash right now. That shit ain't traceable. I've never touched this much cash in America like I have in just the last 9 days or however much days I've been here. Never.
Wow.
So I'm seeing things through a different lens from here. TV, never on. I don't even know what they're saying. Internet, I ain't even checking for that. Right? So I'm sitting still and I'm watching how commerce in other countries, how commerce that's backed by US dollar is being affected. I'm watching how if I don't instantly approve a transfer, how much it can sway 3 to 5%, and it's not going the right way. I can now see why de-dollarization has to happen. You'd be a fool to allow the United States to crush your economy as their economy is about to flip the switch, and these guys know nothing about crypto. We are going to suck the blood out of countries right now. Straight up. We sold them bad debt. We're moving our stuff over to create a new tokenized asset that's then going to be backed by gold, right? And then as they increase the price of gold in the 5 and 10 year, what they do, they minimize their, their debt. And then now they're even forcing the guy who makes the call for the debt out of here so they can just lower it before the interest rates and everything has to be restructured. Bro, it's like we on repeat, man. I've said this like 100 times before.
Yeah.
So the play of making a shift here, when I was telling everybody like, yo, I'm out. When I sold, maybe I missed the market by like a year in selling the properties. You know what I'm saying? But it was still high. It was an all cash deal. And I'm watching like uninformed Americans buying assets in America as if that shit is the shit. The housing market is at an all-time high right now. But then if you know anything about real estate, it's like it's only the only driver for housing is employment. So how is housing rising and employment lowering? At what point does that natural disaster never balance itself out to be seen again? So when they say own nothing and be happy, yeah, I looked at it from every angle until I left. Until I got a piece of land in another country that is way more valuable than the country here, because the country here has suppressed everything overseas. They have no manufacturing. They have no infrastructure because of America. So you know what Colombia has to do? They have so much oil here, they don't refine it. You know what they do with their oil? They send it to Texas. And it gets refined in Texas. And you know what happens from there? Then it gets sent back to Colombia and it gets sold to people. Bro, like everybody should have a moped right now. Like get rid of your car. If you want to get from A to B, you better do the stuff that they do. I'm seeing it firsthand. Oh yeah, I thought I was out here buying a resort. Yeah, okay. Nah, for the first couple of days, I just had to catch my bearings, but now I'm like, got it. Got it. And if I traveled to every other country in the world that's backed by the US dollar, I would see the same exact lack of infrastructure and this bank robbery that's about to happen to them right now if they don't jump off the chart. All right, whatever. Back to your question. What happened?
Nah,
My
you know what? No,
my
no,
fault.
no. Nah, you good. Actually, this kind of opens up the floor for a question, right? And I meant to ask you this offline, but
Right.
I'm gonna put you in the hot seat real quick. So
What if I
you
don't know the answer to it?
I know you know the answer to this. So so context. Steve thinks years ahead, right? So he has this gift, and we discuss this all the time. It's like he can see when there's a problem that exists, and he knows how to one pinpoint it, right? He figures out the solution for it, and then he brings it out, right? He's talking about it. He's not a person that will identify a problem and then sweep it under the rug or keep pushing. He automatically goes into this mode of, all right, let me fix this, and then how can I streamline this so it fixes it for everybody else after me? So he shared something that was super dope with me today. It was observation, but I'll let him share that on his own time. With you being in Colombia right now, right? And I'm looking at things from America, right? And I see other nations, but I'm looking at nations that have big capital. It's not to ignore the smaller nations, but I'm just looking at the money. I'm following the cash and capital right now. With you being in Colombia, what are you seeing in terms of anything digital in that landscape over there? Because there are some partnerships and stuff that's happening and they're building in Brazil and things that's close by. But right now, where you're at, are you seeing any of these infrastructure pieces? Are you seeing any of those things like in the airports? Anything?
Biometrics.
So
They're,
we'll
they're far more advanced than us in biometrics.
mm, retina scans like that type of vibe.
Yeah. You
Okay.
could, you could, when you have a population, only in America, because we have a lot of options, right? We have a lot of we're just we're just educated a bit different than the rest of the world. And there's so much divide here, we can create our own opinions, right? So when you're in these emerging markets right here, it's like if I see another parade for another angel, right? It's that type of vibe. Like we don't even got time for that.
Word.
So it's one culture, one language, one religion, many patacones, like plantains. Like there's too much of it. I'm like 5 pounds in on that stuff. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's the same thing. So it's easy to, but here's the thing. The downside to America is because we're so distracted by so much, we don't pay attention to a whole lot either. You see what I'm saying? So there's something in blind ignorance of just not having access to the information. And then there's something in even having too much information, because there's times that I have to pull away from certain things to be like, I think they're trying to mess with my mind right now. Right? I got to fly over that to see it because it takes a lot of energy out of you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like the weight of having too much information in America could weigh down on you for sure.
Sure.
And then being super uninformed could also not get you prepared for a lot of this stuff. So it's like I got one foot in a rabbit hole, right? And then I'm holding on for dear life on a cliff and everything in between. That's what America feels like. With here, I'm like super informed, but uninformed in what they have going, but they so slow that that shit don't even really matter to me because I can see through it. I just got to feel energy.
Yeah.
So I'm not out here steamrolling. I'm taking my time with stuff.
Man, that's it.
I feel like I'm in the perfect spot right now. But what you will see out here outside of biometrics is the world coin. They are attacking the third world countries like no, and I'm not saying Colombia is not a third world country, but I'm just saying like the mindset of people that need money in exchange for money, you give up your retina. It's like shit, we did that. And I'm sure my dad and them did that. They were selling sperm back in the days in the 70s, I heard. 60s and 70s. I used to run into people that look just like my sister.
That's wild.
And you got to think like, yo, all this sperm, he's coming from Haiti. It's like, yo, $100 to get some sperm. Like, what do you think they're doing with that sperm? Right? So that World Coin, and I'll be honest, I don't have one piece of World Coin in my portfolio.
Me
Not one.
neither.
Never did, never will. Don't care for it. And I could have got in at a super low entry, and I know that that thing is gonna super moon. So to me, the World Coin is the new pharmaceutical.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So when I decided to make the move here, because they're slow in adopting certain things, you have an opportunity to kind of breathe a little easier. I don't think America is ready for the convenience that we signed off on in exchange for what they're about to do to us, because you can't give up the convenience anymore. I'm hanging up clothes after I wash it. I'm not any more inconvenienced from doing that. I thought so when I first came in, like, damn, there's no dryer in here. Like, what? But yo, it's so hot. It's so hot. It just dries. It's just dry. So now I have to rethink, like, yo, all these, do we need all these major appliances? Does all of it have to be connected to our phones? Do I really need to start my oven before I get in the house? Do I need to really control my thermostat? Like, understand that they have every bit of data on in our homes.
Yeah.
Bro, when I come out here and I build something here, I'm going back to the old days. I'm not doing that. So I ordered a bottle of water, a big joint,
Mhm.
yesterday. It came in like 5 minutes. I had no clue. I'm thinking, whatever. This dude popped off they actually would change. What are you paying with? So they can have exact change. And it's just a motorcycle. There's this thing called, what is it called? Repit.
Rep it
Yeah,
or something like that. Yeah,
that's
rep
like
it.
their Uber. But there's so much guys on motos and they'll carry a mattress on that thing if they have to. So it's not getting stuck in traffic, right? They're getting in and out. And the water was here. It was like, shit. I'm thinking, oh, when I go to the grocery store, I just pick up the bottled water. So their conveniences are based around a little bit of tech, but then a lot of human labor still.
Hmm. Okay. So still people centric, which
Right.
is great. Yeah, which
Yeah.
is
I mean,
good.
it's DoorDash and Uber.
Yeah.
But you can see how we could advance past DoorDash and Uber because we already have the capabilities of robots. We already have the capabilities of drones being able to drop things into your house,
Cars.
right?
Yep.
So my mic that I bought here thinking I was going to rock, that joint is not working well for me right now. So that's another reason I'm not out here bombing crazy because there's so much echo in here. So I went on to Amazon and I had no clue. And Rotitia's like, yo, you can go to Amazon. Once I put my address in, I got things coming in like 3 days. Maybe not the day of for what I just ordered, but it's coming on Saturday. So once I shifted over to Colombia, they have their own. Amazon's big.
Yeah.
Amazon's big. And the last thing I can tell you is Starlink is even bigger. These dudes with tech, like I went down a rabbit hole with Starlink. I never had to care for that dude and his stuff. But now that I'm in a remote area, that's the only thing you can get out there. And then when I went down the basket of stuff he has, I'm like, yo, this company is nuts. I mean, literally, you could have internet on a moving boat in the middle of nowhere. That matters. That's life and death.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
So you could have one that's fixed location. You could have one that you take with you literally anywhere you go, even on a boat. There's not a place on this planet that dude is not covering right now. And it's not about the internet either. It's a data aggregator, if not the biggest one that I'm seeing built right now.
Yeah.
So when we couldn't get to those people during those storms in North Carolina and he was able to just deploy that stuff in, that dude was just shooting a commercial, man. I wouldn't have been able to get this in America because we're not using Starlink in America.
Yeah.
I'm not
Not at
saying
all.
that people don't. I'm just saying that fiber optic is kind of the play.
Yeah.
It was so easy to use. It's $30 a month here. The pricing in America is $80 a month. So there's a difference between the two. So not only can I get my feet, my nails, and my haircut for under $20, but then everything else that's wrapped around it is going towards the cost of living. I'm not even in my crypto bag yet. This is just fiat. Crown me now. I'm telling you, I invited everybody out here. There's a reason why I said that second visas are no longer luxuries, they're lifelines. And I knew this. I as a visionary, I had the premonition already. Y'all gonna pay 3 times. You guys are gonna pay 3 times. You're gonna be begging to get into these countries. You know what the countries are gonna tell you? Nope, the price of entry just raised. They're closing their borders just like us. Everybody's doing that right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good question, though.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just, I'm not there, right? So when I was in Dubai, that was the biggest thing for me. I used to always have to travel through Dubai. So for 10 years, I got to see literally sand turn into this mega city, this mega ecosystem, infrastructure, roadways, like everything that you need. And even to this moment, it's still highly under construction. And I haven't been back since 2021. And I'm just seeing the advancements. And I remember when I used to go through there, I used to always see. So the first thing I noticed was the biometrics scanners, right? That was the easiest way to get herds of people through the checkout line as fast as you possibly can. But you had to literally scan your passport, give your retina scan, they take a photo of your face, and then they let you through. And it's like, I don't agree with this. I'm going through the regular line, right? And then I would see that I seen that little phase happen, and then I started to see them issue out IDs. I don't have one with me, but it's I think I got one here. It's a Emirati ID card, and it used to have a chip on it. So essentially, because I went so frequently, they would just issue you a card, and you could drive, you could do whatever you needed to, and then this was like your basically like your residency card. So it used to give you perks and benefits. And now I'm thinking about it, shit, 5 years since I've been here removed, I'm thinking they probably have all sorts of new innovations and new things that they have. And the way Dubai works, they work in tandem with all the other Arab, quote unquote, Arab nations around it. They've got super capital. So when they're talking about um, building infrastructure, building crypto projects and crypto platforms, they were trying to be the crypto hub of things. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, these guys got so much bread and they're investing in other countries. It only makes sense for them to basically open the doors and start allowing people from other nations, other places to come there, invest in, real estate, invest in, just the way of life over there. And then and vice versa, they're doing the same in other nations. So when I ask that question, I really am curious because now I'm thinking, we're so immersed in crypto. Outside of giving information, I want to actually build more stuff in other locations, right, around the world. And I know it's going to be done through blockchain and crypto because if these guys can do it and they're using AI for damn near everything, and they're creating startups and they're selling these startups 160 million, 300 million, 400 million, etc. And they're doing this. I'm like, yo, just think if you had something that was well thought out, that was actually beneficial to people, and you could just get it spread out. Shit, AI limits that. I mean, it not limits that. It helps that. You know what I mean? So it's like I just want to build in every place that possibly exists. You know what I
Listen,
mean?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. It ain't gonna be able to happen.
You don't think so?
Nope, I know so.
Tell me why.
The play for Luminara is in the next 10 years, and this is coming from Gary Vee, and I totally agree with all of this.
Mhm.
Ex Experiences is gonna be where it's at. Literally, people are gonna be calling people, ordering people to come walk with them just to get back to the essence. No joke.
That's wild. That's wild.
I don't want nothing involved with tech. I'm here for infrastructure and agriculture. That's it. I don't want nothing to do with that. The reason that those, like you said, you've been dealing with biometrics out in the UAE for forever, right? Those were tech cities. They were built for advancement.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when you go around the world, any new projects is advanced. That's why when you look in New York City, any new building, there's no more gas lines for a reason.
Yeah.
So if you give up oil as one of the biggest commodities in the world, and you're starting to see it dwindling, and what's picking up steam? Data.
Yeah.
That is the new oil.
Yeah.
But that is the new oil because oil used to control all things. Now data controls all things. Oil still has a slowdown, right? if I can drive in my car until the gas gives out. And I could even keep a couple tanks in my car. See what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, nah, don't look at it from that. I mean, you can, there's going to be money in it. But remember, these countries are able to trap their citizens because their citizens don't know shit.
Don't know nothing. Yeah,
No, they're trained to not talk against government because anytime there's a little bit of a peep in the UAE, you know what they do? They just give them money.
yeah,
These are socialist economies. When you have a capitalist economy and you have capitalist mindset, you got the I don't give a fuck. That's how I felt. That's how I feel now.
yeah,
Even about the academy, like I don't give a fuck.
yeah,
Because I'm trying to get it back to the essence. You can't even have land in America. So when I hear, they want to own 50% of the land, I'm like, I'm cool on it. I don't want nothing that they've touched the soil. I don't want to see no chemistry. Like, I don't want none of that.
yeah, yeah.
And Farrakhan said it. He said it a long time ago. He said, and this is going back to the Great Depression now, guys, because this is where America is headed. Straight up. They'll call it something crazy. So he says, when you look back at history, the number one thing that thrives in down markets is what? Food. So when you look at the last 10 years of how Bill Gates pivoted, he owns tech. So now he gets into like infrastructure, well, pharmaceutical infrastructure, agriculture. He who owns the seeds, he who controls food.
Everything.
You see where it's going? And then you have what now? Soy, tech meat, this, that. So what? Drive the cost of natural goods up high to where people can't afford it. Squeeze people out of a job market, because that's the only way that you can get Americans to conform, is when they have the inability to create for self, which is called convenience. That's how dumb we are.
Yeah.
Like that Chinese girl said when they had that little war, when TikTok was going down. Oh, Americans, yeah, I think whatever. They was talking slick to us. Oh, yeah, I think I got freedom, but I ain't got no choices. I had to sit with that. I'm still sitting with it. Got this flag and this eagle and it's soaring. There's no options. There's no options. I'm seeing it. Literally, if it was a gas chamber, everybody would walk right into the gas chamber. They had the ability to do that. I told y'all, if it was up to me, I'll stop this technology right now. Yeah. You take it back to beepers and a house phone. I'm telling you, it's the smartest, dumbest thing ever invented. I don't even know how to move without a cell phone, GPS. And you know what I tell myself? Oh, it's because of traffic. Literally. I used to have to see landmarks.
The old school way. Print.
Right. And then when the internet came, I used to have to print MapQuest out and look at mileage on the dash, paying attention, situational awareness. Yeah. So who's dumb?
Shit, we all are. These devices as well, as good as they are, these shits is a detriment to us. Real spill.
The CEO of Telegram, he said he don't even have a phone.
The CEO of Telegram, he said that?
You got a good interview about that.
Yo, I gotta watch that.
Think about it. This is Telegram.
And that's what I'm saying. They just released a crypto project. It's like 80-something million users.
None of these technocrats allow their kids to have devices.
That's wild. That's wild.
None of them allow their kids to have those devices. These kids are going to like Montessori schools, guys.
Yeah.
Give me a pair of overalls, give me some dirt, and watch me just feed a world around me.
Yeah.
That's it. That's going to be my final contribution to here. And that's just, it's going to live forever. What do you think people would pay for real food? Real water, real fruits? What do you think the price of admission would be? And not saying I would bang people over the head, but it just is what it is. It's sad, man. It's sad what they're doing right now. I can see it. I can't fight it. So all I'm doing is I'm just pivoting the way I know how to pivot. And I'm making sure, like, I'm looking like at my family members I don't even know. I probably would never meet in life. I'm setting it up for them with this play. Yeah, I play this crypto situation. You know what I'm saying? But that's the wealth to just fight this army.
For
Just
sure.
build this army. You know, when they talk about silos is you could define that two different ways. Yeah, I think it's just some shit that holds crops, but the silos, that shit opens up from the ground, and anything that's coming is going to get met with some bullshit.
Mhm.
That's the mistake of the past when I studied Black Wall Street. All this wealth and all this stuff, and then you guys, oh, they tricked you into putting the gun down and picking up a Bible. Nah, I never bought into that.
Mm.
I never bought into that. Fuck around and find out. That's gonna be the name of the shit. It pains me to see like black farmers getting their shit, you know, dudes, drones flying over, they are killing crops and it pains me
Yeah,
that they have to go through that in America.
yeah, that's super whack.
But I
That's
promise you, fuck around and find out.
Yeah, that's definitely for control. I seen a couple farmers fighting back, shooting the drones down
That's
and
what
stuff
you
like that.
do.
You're supposed to, yeah. That's what I was about to say. I mean, that's it. That's what you're supposed to do. But it is disheartening to see that type of stuff because it's like, yo, that's people's livelihood. You know what I mean? That's how they survive. That's how they feed their family. That's their vertical that they created, and they've got the green thumb. That's their
But you're
gift.
also looking for handouts, right? For the holdover.
Yeah,
Tokenize the farmland and let's all get to work. And let's just support the stuff that makes us money.
yeah,
Yo, the system, we're not here to be working these verticals for these guys. So they just built this nation to a point where they just evaporated the job market. So what's the next pivot? That's what I'm working on right now. And I don't even need to eat off the land the way some people do. That's all I've been doing my whole life.
yeah.
So this shit is a home game. $50 a month, huh? Okay.
It's the
I'm
best
telling you, man.
best insurance policy ever.
I'm telling you, man, get rid of them cars. Let's get some motorcycles. You know, I got a little electric bike at the house. It's a cross between a chopper and a scooter. That joint hot.
Yeah, that joint fire.
I just be zipping. You know, we got electric bikes, not things you can cut off. It's too much to be trying to navigate America. I was telling my wife today, you know, we're looking at you know, all the blood testing and stuff that we do here, functional tests, guys. I'm talking about like full tests that connect dots for you properly. 60 to 70% less than America. And no way you got to go cash pay on those things. There's no insurance that would give you the comprehensive test between blood work, stool, hair, covering everything. We're going to know everything we have.
Mhm. Them shits is effective too.
And I told her, I was like, then after that, you got the functional medicine, you know, doctors that are here, the stem cell research that's here, the stem cell, like they're doing big things. So when people talk about, oh, how's the healthcare? It's like, yo, what? You'd want to get out of the healthcare system that you're in right now because it's in your refrigerator. That's where healthcare starts. Why do I need customer service for a cell phone company? Don't give me no problems. So as I'm looking at all this stuff, I'm looking at even the same teas and stuff that I buy here. It's just a little bit different. My nuts, pause, those things are different. I'm like, that's not pumpkin seeds that we getting from BJ's. Nah, click that.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's different.
Right. And you know, the last thing I told him, I said, yeah, if you want to just cancel the return flight back, just let me know. Nah, and I'm dead serious. Straight up. It's just a school. That's it. It's like, yo, listen, we clipping them. Run that money back.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to crypto. That's what y'all here for. My bad.
No. But the shit, this
Yo,
is
y'all
working.
not paying attention to this. Stop trying to buy American real estate. Stop. Here's the kicker. And I might have said this, but this is new. When I was at the closing, they let the right guy in the room. I got my meta glasses on. I recorded everything. Everything. Every word. I was hearing what they were saying, even about me. Every word.
I forgot
So,
them joints train. Yeah.
transcribing right into my ear. So the battery life is just horrible. Now, God knows what else is doing to me, but for what I needed it for, it worked. My translator is talking to me now. She says there was a time where she used to translate English to Spanish speaking people. There was a time where Colombians wanted to marry Americans and leave Colombia. Now the great shift. She's translating for Americans in Spanish, and Americans are marrying Colombians to leave America. You see the paradigm shift of what's happening right now globally? So when they talk about the whole world is going to be brown, I met my mate. That's my life partner. But if I didn't meet my life partner, yo, I'm done. And I'm not going to say who said this, and this is not a dig against Black women, but I was talking to a friend that says we may have to bring our boys to Spanish-speaking countries to find a good woman. The culture of America has shifted. I got a house manager. They're very attentive, and I got a new one today. That's a different story. Can't find anything more to do. And I'm not saying that that's the shit. I'm just telling you that, like, when you think about values and you think about just kind of building something as someone that can take care of the house and take care of, of whoever's out there hunting and gathering and make sure that the children are fine, I can't even be mad at a statement like that. Because we're to a point in America when you put your child in a position to, to not be in like any regular public school and to go to private school, it's like, yo, they're the minority now. Now they're just seeing a different, they seeing white people. Mm-hmm. A majority of the day. There's no Latin girls at the school. You know what I'm saying? So it's either like black from Philly or like white from Philadelphia. It's two sides to it. And the kids at the school are saying, yo, they ghetto. Like this is what I'm hearing. So now as I'm connecting the dots here, I'm like, damn. I'm a hoarder of data and information, but I process it quick. So the AI has been around for me since 1977. That was the year I was born. They created a supercomputer that year. Because it just makes so much sense to me in the way that I'm doing. I don't like the way the math is mathing, but then I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to fight this machine. I'm just going to position my kids to make sure that they just have options in places. Agriculture is where it's at, guys. Infrastructure and agriculture. Now think about it. Can you buy a farm in the United States right now?
Hell no.
Like, what will be the price of admissions for a farm? If you don't got cash, they'll run you through loops with the USDA loans and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. Through loops. The government and farmland, those guys, Black farmers need to tokenize their farms as quick as possible. And then we need to, because the infrastructure is built, we need to support that food and just have that food moving through the infrastructure that's already built. And if they take it off of DoorDash and all that other stuff, we just build our own shit. Yeah. American Stream, that's the thing. Oh, Rappy. Thank you guys in the comments. The African social media platform that had a whole bunch of followers. Yo, they connected news from the lens in Africa. So picture Connect, Skyton Academy in Africa, showing you from their vantage point, the Ukraine, the this. So a whole different advantage. They shut them down. They took them off Instagram. They took them off of every social media platform. We're cooked. So when I say I'm leaving, I'm never the first at the party and I'm never the last at the party. There's no way I'm staying at this party long enough for them to like clip me. No way. Nah, this is the last microphone that I buy. The last one. After that, you got to be around me to hear from me. And I'll pop out once in a while. Yeah. What else we got? What's this PNC Bank thing?
Oh man,
it's
It's almost hard to shift back after that type of powerful type of talk.
Listen,
Um, but yeah, no, we could cook. We can get into that. So big news. And it wasn't really talked about too much, but I did see it come across like various outlets and stuff like that. But basically, PNC, they're a 400 and I think $10 billion asset management powerhouse. They just officially partnered with Coinbase, and they're going to offer crypto services to all its customers. So I looked it up earlier. PNC has 12, it services 12 million customers. So that's not light whatsoever. So what I just connected in that just one little sentence in that dot was that this is the time of mass adoption. This is when it starts. They're literally turning on the spigots, introducing crypto to millions of people at a time. So when people are already customers of the bank, and then the bank partners with the biggest United States cryptocurrency exchange, the most notable, that just went public. So now globally, it has eyes on it. It's a no-brainer. You're starting to see just millions of people be able to soon buy, sell, and manage crypto directly through their bank accounts. Like not dealing with apps, no need to offboard somewhere else. Literally just click buy inside your PNC dashboard, and then that's that. So this isn't really like a convenience play. This is one of those things where you're just starting to see that infrastructure grow, and mass adoption is the key. Major banks are going to continue to do this because crypto now has officially is starting to have rules in the lay of the land. Now for this news, when you got banks like PNC that are basically embedding crypto rails into what they already have existing, and that user banking experience, they're preparing you for mainstream financial products, tokenized payments, right? That's going to become a new norm. So definitely that gem that Steve gave everybody for the damn farmers to tokenize their properties, that's huge. You're going to have near instant settlement through stable coins or digital assets. Then you've got corporate clients that are going to start using cryptocurrency for treasury and reserves, like you've been seeing more recently that we've been covering, and in payment operations, right? So people are going to be able to be paid in stable coins or be paid in cryptocurrency. Everybody will get their money faster, quicker, no middlemen, no need really for the bank because the bank is going to actually be the one issuing the cryptocurrency. So this old establishment with this new technology merging together, this is a brilliant partnership. So this is the type of stuff that I love to see, and this is the stuff that I'm looking for. It just shows you direction, right? It shows you where we're all heading to. So when we mentioned the future of finance before, they made this like a tagline, and everybody started running with it. This is what we were doing. They were setting the play piece by piece, and we was connecting the dots, connecting the puzzle pieces, seeing how this thing was going to flow. Um, now,
hold on. Let me just shoot a commercial real quick. Listen, guys, if you don't have the membership, and this is an informal commercial, it's $1.
mhm.
It's on your whatever YouTube, here, there, everywhere. It's just $1 for the first month. 4 quarters, like Champ likes to say.
We'll call it, baby.
Now back to the broadcast. Go ahead.
Now, if you're paying attention to this type of shift, right? Steve has a good way of kind of connecting this dot of I'll bring you the high level info, he'll bring you the practicality, and then we always meet in the middle where we say, how does this benefit the people? So there's gonna be three ways that you guys can make money off of this, but you've got to read between the lines. So the first things first, like I just mentioned, early adoption. That's your advantage, right? You're going to have traditional everyday users, everyday retail people like you and I log into their bank, see crypto for the first time. They've got no education on this. This is where Skyton Academy comes into play. But if you're already in the know and you know what to buy, how to store it, what it's actually used for, you got first movers advantage, right? So that means better entry points because you're getting in early before the hype, before the herd, less exposure to the rumors and the hype that comes with this, and then you've got an opportunity to basically accumulate as much assets before everybody else floods in, and then we start having um non-availability, if you will. of these crypto assets on these exchanges, right? Because there is going to be a supply shock. I want you guys to understand that's coming. Two, you get to position yourself in the right narratives. So we gave you tokenization today. We gave you real world assets today. And we're showing you infrastructure. We're showing you how TradFi and DeFi is all being institutionalized. So if you know the projects that these companies are going to start using, you know what projects you can get into early before everybody else while these prices are at this current rate. All right. Because at a certain time when mass adoption happens, a lot of these projects are going to skyrocket. You will never see these 10-cent projects, these 15 cents, these $2, these $3 projects. You won't see them again. They won't exist. But that's when the herd comes. When you had the opportunity to buy in at 15 cents and people passed up, they'll be the ones that double back, and they'll be your exit liquidity when the price is $100 and you need to sell off. They'll be happily in line to buy it.
Damn.
That's a fact. Now, this next wave, right? This is one of the biggest things that I'm starting to see. You've got players like Coinbase. Again, it's the biggest trading platform, period, in the United States. This is the main one. So it's becoming the back-end crypto infrastructure for the US banking system. This legitimizes crypto even more so. And right now we're only at anywhere from about 4 to 7% global population being invested. So imagine what that means for the people in the United States. So again, when we say first movers advantage, this is what we mean. Hello. You got platforms, XRP Ledger. You got Ethereum, Bitcoin Base, SWI, and all these projects. There's thousands that you see going right to CoinMarketCap. Now, this is the time where you have to understand what these projects do. You have to have the education to know how to break down these projects and see what problems they solve and what they're doing, what they're building. Because the projects that have utility, those are going to be the ones that catapult in this future.
No. Stay on that PNC Bank. You done with that one?
Yeah, we done. We pretty much done with that.
No. There's more.
What you want to talk about? I mean,
I'm gonna take y'all 10
more.
years. I'm gonna take y'all 10 years. I'm gonna give you the future of banking. I thought I had the future of banking down on the last call.
Mm-hmm.
That crypto and 10 gonna be crazy.
Oh,
Here's
yeah.
the future of banking, right?
Gotcha.
You killed that PNC shit. But let's just go a little further because you guys need to just start understanding how these banks are going to look. So we did this with Telcoin, right?
Mm-hmm.
We did this with Coinbase with derivatives. We did this with today with PNC Bank. Now let's just go one more step ahead because I just want to put the nail in this coffin. A final, all right? So tokenized bank accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. If the bank switches over, every terms and conditions tells you digital wallet, digital asset, they don't need permission to switch it over. It's all I's and O's, guys. Right? You won't even know when it happens. You'll know because the lights will go out. But whatever. That means the morning that everything connects, every liquidity inside of a bank hits somebody's blockchain or ledger.
Right.
So when he talks about the supply shock and that price action, that's the one. Right? All right. So when you have tokenized bank accounts, and this is literally went down a rabbit hole on this shit. This makes total sense. This is the future of banking. And I thought Robinhood had it. Oh, we did Robinhood, future of banking. These are all things that's on our YouTube channel right now. But here's the final one. God, Robinhood is gonna be a big company. Yeah, if I do tech, I'll probably do a bank. I'll do a bank in Colombia. But I need like security and army and all that other stuff too. Then I don't know if I want to move like that.
Yeah.
So I'll probably move out of here and just be a ghost. All right, so check it. So when you have tokenized bank accounts, think about it. They start to tokenize the account. Checking and savings tends to be what? To the most basic accounts that everybody has. Everybody has a checking and everybody has, well, more checking than savings, right? So once they tokenize the US dollar, like whatever that's going to be, guys, there's going to be a multitude of stable coins, right? And the reason for all the stable coins and the privatized there you go, with the TION. That
Privatization.
that
Got you.
syllables for me. fucking who did this language. So that was my wildest moment. So the
I got
reason that this goes viral, they're like, this guy's smart dumb. But just walk with me, guys. I'm just moving faster than I can keep up with. Oh shit. The reason for all of these private stable coins, like you got to ask yourself why they doing this. Think about it. Trump has already gutted the judicial system as we know it, right? So public and private, it's two different things. When you go back to the inauguration, who was standing behind Donald Trump? And these was people that was fucking with him. But who was standing behind him?
or AI guys or technocrats, and yeah.
All the technocrats are behind him, right? When a technocrat has autonomy over your money, there's no law of voting that goes on in there because the government's allowing them to do that. So when Instagram kicks us off, who you gonna call?
Yeah. Yep.
Nobody. Right? You just go home. So this is why you're seeing a lot of stable coins in the private sector. So now they're going to tokenize the dollar, right? Easily. Not just fiat, guys. So there's a difference here, right? We're not talking about fiat anymore, right? So think about holding USDC or any other stable coin, right? Think about it. And if you don't know crypto, just get to know crypto because I can't right now, ever. Right? So you have this stable coin in your bank. So remember how some people were buying RLUSD when it came out? It wasn't a bad play. You just weren't going to make real money on it. Now, because things are going to be, your bank account's going to be tokenized, this is how you're going to earn your yield. This is how you're going to send money globally. Right? Think about Cash App. Like, it's all here. That's the wild part. This shit is here.
Yeah.
FinTech's been here with no fees, right? So now you have this new layer called embedded crypto investing. You don't even got to be smart nowadays. You've seen that Robinhood Bank stuff. They're giving you access to what the wealthy people used to have. The private banking is coming to everybody now. There's more money in combined wealth than there is in that individual wealth because the individual, you're not getting no deal from that guy. You can't bust him in the head. That's Bezos. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't earning 3% cash back on at the grocery store. So when you have embedded crypto investing, PNC is in the top 10 banks in the world, well, in America. They offer, it's this thing called auto invest that they're building. All right, Robinhood's going to have it. Everybody's going to have it. So you auto invest into crypto portfolios. There's going to be micro ETFs everywhere in your bank. You should be able to make money in seconds. You see what I'm saying? So when Champ tells you to invest in the infrastructure of it, to be honest with you, I don't even want the whole wave to know what we know.
Yeah.
Right? Imagine if they did. What do you think the price of these assets would be right now?
Through the roof.
You think we would have had 20-cent entries in XRP?
Hell no.
17 cents, 5 cents, 2 cents when I first came in? You think we would have those?
Nah, that buying pressure would have been too high.
All right, cool. So now all the banks are buying it. Almost 80-something% of it is wiped off the market. Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that. Okay. So you got $100 a month inside your bank account. Now I'm gonna just take it down to the most common denominator. You got $100 in your bank account, or you set $100 a month into a diversified crypto portfolio that's given to you by who? The bank.
Bank. Mm-hmm.
They're going to call it, it's a crypto index. Same situation they do now, only we're not smart enough to understand this. Right? So all those smart people, the ones with the education, the ones that can say all the words I can't pronounce, the ones that went to finance and they have these corporate jobs and those guys. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those guys, right. Welcome to the party. They're going to feel like they know everything. So they're going to be inside of these crypto indexes. You know what the indexes are going to hold? And you know what they're already holding? Bitcoin, ETH, DPIN,
whoa,
and AI tokens. How long ago did we do DePIN?
Oh man, this is what over a year and some change ago, like probably 2 years ago now. Wow.
If you don't have a multi-million-dollar DePIN portfolio because of Skyton Academy, you tripping. That's why I don't care how much XRP I could say. Oh, I wish I would have had more. I don't care because we went so wide with this shit, and I'm seeing it coming to fruition. And there's projects that nobody knows about. Dimo, DIMO, will be a crypto index project. Okay. So think of your bank as a crypto like a robot advisor,
Mm, I
right?
like that.
All right. Powered by whatever infrastructure Coinbase has right now. You think that they were holding these assets on their ledgers for you, me, and you to just buy it, and they weren't building relationships with them? Are you tripping? That's like giving me the keys to that sort of infrastructure. What do you think I would have done with that? And I would have bought Champion and been like, yo, figure this part out.
Straight up.
Field day with the infrastructure. We still have time to do our own shit too, if y'all want to do that.
Mhm.
So now they got they have a thing called a earn and yield products. This is the same thing, guys. I'm giving you every banking product that's about to come within the next 6 months. First mover position. We're already invested in infrastructure projects. If you don't know what it is, SkytonAcademy.com, $1. Just pay the $50. Like, just trust me when I tell you. All right. So PNC customers would be able to stake ETH. Staking is coming back. You need to get out of those staking protocols too. I warned you already. Lend USDC. Now think about it. I've seen this happen before. I've seen them kick the leg out of cryptocurrency. And all the liquidity pools are all connected together. And it's one imaginary loop. It's almost like Bitcoin. And Kramer just put out the message to buy Bitcoin and ETH. So that's your cue to jump ship. You don't know who Kramer is, then you better know him, because everything he does, you do the opposite. Yo, how does this guy on TV, man? He's got to be an AI robot.
He is the wildest.
So now you can get into the DeFi protocols. Now they're building this already. PNC has it. We know that everybody's going after this, all right? So then you could participate within the bank, right in your app, guys. You're not moving. So, far from the days of having to do KYC, the bank knows you already. You don't got to go through all that. Security, they got it covered, all right? Here's the kicker. Insured censorship. We finally got insurance. You see why I was keeping shit on the market? You see why I was keeping a little bit of a bag? This is why I didn't tell y'all this, because I was still researching it. I got shit on Coinbase. I got stuff over on Robinhood. I'm keeping crypto with these guys, because if they steal from me, it collapses everything I know they're working on right now. You understand? I'm starting to realize that the highest grade of security is on these exchanges. They have insurance partners right now that's going to be outside the FDIC. We gave you the insurance crypto projects. Go back to them. Maybe. Did we create a list for that? Should we create a list for that?
I think so. I think so. But even if we didn't, they'll have
No,
it.
if we didn't, I need to see 100 new people signed up within the next week, and then I'll drop that list. If not, y'all know how to research those projects. I'm not doing it. Fuck them. And I don't mean y'all. It's for the people in lands. We gave you how to research projects. So I gave you everything you needed to know right now. Everybody else, fuck them. Exit liquidity. So all of this is going to happen without touching a cold wallet or an external DEX, a decentralized exchange. Do you see how they about to take the power back and get all of us running? Because they even got me like, yo, hold on. I'm going to have to work with some bankers. Right?
Yeah.
If I go into a branch, matter of fact, they're going to come to me because they knock on your door now. Right? Robinhood, if you need something, they'll come to you. So when I'm in Colombia, the masseuse comes to me. I went upstairs to go check Letitia. She's getting her lashes done one by one, 10 o'clock at night. The girl came to her. We do blood work. They're coming here. You know what they charge you to come? You know what they charge them? This is the blood work. I'm going in and out, guys, but this is fun. 15,000 pesos to come draw the blood and the pee and all that stuff. You know how much that is? $3.70.
I was about to say like $5. That's wild.
So leave your house if you want to. All right. So this is how they take the liquidity from the cold storage wallets. Because that was the part that was bugging me. I'm like, they gonna steal this shit? Nah, they gonna steal it because then it's like, it's bad. But when you offer a basket of stuff and you say insurance, you got my ears. Right? We're still gonna teach you how to escrow on XRPL for the 1%ers. When's the meeting?
Thursday.
Next week.
Yep.
Gloves off.
Gloves off.
We getting Kurt. Champ gonna be in rare form. We're gonna start showing you guys how to move, how to make it, how to just operate a bank within a bank. So for me, I'm diversifying. I'm gonna have some stuff there. I'm gonna have my own escrow, my own bank. I'm gonna build a tokenization situation clearly in Colombia. Once I understand the landscape and working with Hedera, then I'm coming back to America. And it's crazy that Ashley hit me today because she told me about her family and a farm and all that stuff, and it's already been on my mind. So it was another sign. So when I come back to America, I'm just tokenizing agriculture, Black farmer agriculture. That's where we need to be putting our money. In real food. You see the color on this thing, bro?
That's just that rich. What's that, beet juice?
It's watermelon juice.
Wow.
You see the color on this thing? And my son is wild because he says when he drinks a lot of watermelon juice at home, he's like, yo, it feels like I'm charged, like it's a battery. I said, nah, it's living water. Yo, when he comes out here, what?
He ain't gonna want to go back.
Look like beet juice, right?
Yeah, that joint was rich.
Like a smoothie.
Yeah, it's deep. I like that one right there.
Oh my God. All right, back to the schedule. So tokenized loyalty and spending. Look how much shit they giving us, guys. This is like American Express on like steroids. So PNC, this is all speculative, guys. This is just me thinking about products. I'm a retail guy, right? They don't have this right now. They will have it. Okay. So they'll have this debit card. And this is me going back to the WBLS days. So if anybody knows, I was doing prepaid debit cards back in the day before Russell Simmons. I told y'all that story. I showed you the proof. All right. Maybe I'll go back into banking. I could do anything right now, champ. I could do anything that I want right now.
Yeah.
It's a wild time. All right, so you got these debit cards. You can earn crypto rewards. Who has that right now, champ?
Who has crypto rewards? Oh man, so you got Coinbase, the main player. You got Uphold. You got damn near Robinhood. You got Crypto.com. Like
Crypto.com is one of the better ones.
Yeah, they cards and rewards is premium.
This year, I'm canceling American Express before they bang me at the top of the year.
Yo.
Before they bang me at the top of the year. And I got an article on American Express too, where they talked about how they made sure that the rewards people weren't benefiting off of. And they're right about that. Because if I have a card, why do I need to go onto the website to activate every time that they have a cashback reward situation?
Yeah, it don't make no sense.
They just told me in an article that I read that they're scamming me. And I could never get to the airport in time to even get into a lounge because lately the lounges have been too packed. You got to put your name on a list. And then they changed the dollar amounts on what you need to spend per year. So now you're cooked. You can't even bring in no guests. When I got my family, I'm like, I'm not leaving them here.
Right.
because I decided to split the card between a gold and a platinum. So I don't qualify on either end, only by myself.
That's crazy.
And the lounge is still packed. I'm out. I'm clipping that. So now you could earn rewards for XRP.
Yep. Big facts.
Who needs airline points? The airline is a bank. What airline the other day just integrated crypto into their flights?
That was the Emirates. I used to fly that joint heavy. They airline is next level.
Think about it. Think about it. That fiat ain't gonna get you on at no airport. You could forget about flying.
Yep.
If you don't like cryptocurrency, you could forget about flying. And what I mean by that is your average flight is gonna outprice people. So go to Best Buy right now and go get that Oculus. That's your lens into the world. No. I'm not laughing. I'm being serious.
Wow.
I'm being serious. So I'm hearing fractionalized jets, fractionalized airlines, tokenized airlines. I'm in. Give me a seat. Let me pull up to the runway and let me pay $2,000, $3,000. No problem. So when I told you I'm trying to bring a lot of people with me, fine. Y'all don't want to be sitting on them things, doing different things in different places. No problem. Have fun. Tokenized loyalty and spending. Does that make sense?
And it's been there. It's been clear as day.
So you could even pay in crypto while you're converting fiat right at a POS as you're earning rewards every time you purchase in crypto as the value is going up. Welcome to the future of banking. AI, integrated AI. And I wanted to go into Perplexity and Coinbase partnership, but we could forget about that because that's an AI partnership.
Whoa.
So now we're talking about real-time data to assist you in making informed decisions. Y'all better hope they put the right information inside of Perplexity when it comes down to that shit too. Because I don't care for the bookie to be giving me data, if y'all know what I mean.
Yo, the bookie giving me data. That's wild.
I think I'm better out here. People are like, yo, they like Colombians Esteban better. I like myself better out here too. So I take that with a lot of keep it coming. Let my wife know.
She on the call.
Oh, tell her how good of a job I'm doing. Tell her to get rid of that passport. Nah, it was just a gateway to the world, man. It was, we here. And understand this. So just to clarify, right? When I was talking to Lance earlier, I don't hate America. In order to hate something, you have to love it. Right? I love it. I hate what they're doing, so I can speak badly on something that I love. Right? So if I see Champ doing some fuck shit, if I hated him, I wouldn't even go fuck.
Real talk.
But because I love him, I'll call him out. And I would hope people do that with me. So that's where I'm at with America. I'm not shitting on it. But y'all gotta know this movie is bad. I don't like Terminator. I don't like none of those movies. It's stupid. So this is how you could benefit, guys. I'm gonna give you a few projects and then I'm here for the outro. All the other shit, I don't care. I don't fuck them. Tell Champ. Intro and then outro. I did my homework. So you accumulate assets, guys. All right? You know the assets. I just give you two, XRP and Solana. Do your own research. But of course, Bitcoin and ETH. That's just going to be the first things that they're going to drive.
Yep.
All right? So yes, $200,000 Bitcoin, yes, whatever. But I'm telling you that when this system gets connected, they no longer, like Kurt would say, they're going to unplug the generator, the diesel generator. That's what he calls Bitcoin, the diesel generator. All right. But listen, it's all speculative. Do your research. I'm not nothing. I barely could say words with multiple syllables. So, Champ, what's the disclaimer?
I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. Please do your own research.
I couldn't even point the right way. This is mirrored.
Right,
What he
right.
said. Okay. All right. So Coinbase, the stock, everything that's associated with Bitcoin mining on the centralized side in the stock market. Okay. USDC DeFi protocols. Does anybody know what they are? Okay, no. Aave, Curve, and Compound. I wish I was stacking those, bro. The only reason I didn't really play those is because I knew that they were gonna probably like knock them off the axis because they did come for a couple of Celsius.
Yep.
I knew they were good infrastructure. I just didn't know. I didn't have strong conviction.
Yeah.
So USDC DeFi protocol, you can do this for the same, for any stable coin, whatever DeFi protocol they're going to use, that's going to be the one to blow up. Okay. They don't have to build it, guys. It's already been built. We've been testing it. AI and crypto tokens. Y'all ready? Y'all got paper and pen?
Let's go.
FET, FET, RNDR. We've been saying that for a minute, and that's got a whole Disney play. Not that I care for that, but I'm just telling you, that's a big one.
Play.
Multiple verticals, and GRT.
Ooh.
So I just gave you guys the symbols. Y'all fill in the rest. Those are powering smart contract tools. I connected that dot. Bro, the 1%, we got to increase it. There's probably like 9 more projects.
Let's do it.
9 more projects.
Let's do it. That'll bring the total to 30 plus. Let's go.
Uses to educate and onboard others. What's the first place you would go to get education if you didn't know anything about cryptocurrency?
Skyton Academy, period.
Okay, let's check it. The number one barrier for most people is friction. These banks remove the friction. You remember how everybody was scared? What was everybody's fear on that call we did last night?
Even opening the joint.
But what was their fear?
It was really mental.
No, the physical fear. What can they not do yesterday that we were trying to tell them, yo, just go ahead and do it? You can say it.
What, fucking up?
Cold storage wallet. Right?
Oh.
People are scared to put cryptocurrency on a cold storage wallet. They're more comfortable with keeping it on an exchange.
Oh, yeah.
So when the bank gives you insurance, they take away the friction. John, he ain't catch that, right, John? Champ usually sharp with it. He fucked me up on that.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about it, but I didn't know that's what you wanted me to say.
Just chill. We got it. We still good. We cooking with hot grease here.
All right, cool.
John crazy. Look at John. Look.
He said, fuck it up.
Nah, we be 99%, but that 1% be like, oh man, come on. It's both. So now friction is the barrier. Champ and I just created friction just now.
Yeah.
Usually it's good. Sometimes it's a little bit of friction, but y'all got a lot of friction. It's like more friction on that side. So the bank's just going to make it easier for you. So this is what we were waiting for. So somehow Skyton Academy couldn't make it easy, couldn't take the friction out. See where I'm going with this?
Mm-hmm.
You see why I don't want to compete with education now? Because everybody's going to think they know what they're doing with cryptocurrency. If we don't stop and move on to something else, I'm not competing with banks with 9 million wallets. And they're going to give you the education. You go to Coinbase. You see the Coinbase education?
Mm-hmm.
You could even earn by doing that. We don't got that capability.
Yeah.
See, they're taking your money or your crypto to make money. We're actually taking your money to give you knowledge, to give you freedom. You just going into a burning building with those guys. But not every slave wanted to lead the plantation, so. What do I know? Guy barely can talk. That's all I got, man. I'm here for the outro. What's up, man? Drop the fire emojis in the chat.
You say you want that.
My wife is on here, you said?
Yeah, mirror on.
And put a 0 in the chat if you think I should stay in Colombia. Unmute her.
Go ahead, unmute, sis.
Instant classic.
I walked out of the room. What did you say?
Oh man, friction, more friction. More friction. Look at the chat. A 0 in the chat means that I should stay out in Colombia. They like Colombian Esteban better than American Steves.
I mean, we're just getting acquainted with Colombia.
She's the boss.
We don't have to choose one or the other right now. We're looking for global citizenship.
Uh-oh. Yeah, now the world's a big playground, guys. We ain't stopping in one place. All them days of looking at them screenshots back in the day, I didn't know what none of these places were in the world. Put a house on every one of them old screenshots.
Straight up.
And yes, Justin, big Taurus energy.
That one. They coming on Friday. I'm hyped. All right. What else you got, champ?
I got an outro for y'all because we gave y'all enough hot grease today. I came out the gate firing. Steve killed that. I think this is another powerful episode. This is 102, man. So this is still kind of special to me that we're in the triple digits for episodes.
They should go to formless.
Yeah, man. That's the only thing. Yeah, they got to. But shout out to our people at Formless. We'll have some content over there shortly. But yeah, now that's it, man. I'm ready to outro it, man. You got anything else for him before I get us up out of here the right way?
Another hour if you want.
I mean, shoot, we just gave him 4 hours yesterday on the members only call. You know, that's the talk of the talk.
Damn, 6 hours, 2 days.
6 hours, 2 days. Don't forget, we went crazy on the AI Builder Circle on Monday. That was, as an hour plus. That's what we do, man.
Clocked in this week.
Straight up.
It really is all this watermelon I'm eating, though. All right. I'm like 10 shades darker.
You got that Columbia glow right now.
Take us out, man. No, I could honestly go an hour, but I'm not going to do that.
All right.
We'll do some crypto intense.
Let's do that. We got to serve y'all up. Shout out to everybody out there watching.
No. One more thing. Why did the crypto market crash today?
That I don't know. I didn't get a chance to really inspect. Well, I know a bunch of shorts came in got liquidated for.
All right. I'm gonna tell you why the crypto market crash, right? And you gotta keep this knowledge in your head. Right? Remember, I told you everything is global, right? You keep looking at things through the lens of America, they're gonna have you looking at Epstein and Diddy and whatever else, right? It's a lot of distractions. So the carry trade. What did Trump just announce the other day? A partnership with who? Japan. Where America gets 90% of the profits, they get 10. Absolutely. So they might throw some money this way. All right. So a carry trade is what? Anybody know? It's when investors borrow money in low interest rate markets or countries. That's what I'm telling y'all. They've been moving globally, right? And then they invest in higher yield assets elsewhere. That means they come back into speculative crypto, stocks, bonds, right? So you go to Japan, and this is all countries. This is what America does. So not only do they control a lot of other stuff, but they do this carry trade situation. We're not privy to that. So we got tokenized bit bonds coming. We probably can have access to carry trading because now I'm understanding this Colombian situation. And if you talk about arbitrage, bro, I just don't have enough time.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I just don't have enough time. That's going to be another thing you could do on Coinbase, arbitrage. If y'all don't know what that is, that's what Sam Bankman was doing. He coming home to this wave.
Damn right.
He probably going to be home. Trump going to pardon him.
What? You know it.
Because maybe not, because he was funding the Democratic Party. So they might let him roast.
Oh, shit.
So a carry A carry trade is when investors borrow from a low interest rate country. We could all do this too, but y'all don't got passports. Y'all don't have access. So Japan keeps its interest rates damn near to 0% for decades, guys. This play has been going on forever. This is one of the best plays never talked about. So it makes access to capital cheaper. And everybody around the globe is doing this. Everybody but us. All right. So Japan holds a lot of our junk bonds too. Right. So there's a great partnership between the US and Japan. I don't know why or how or why they even do that, but whatever. Maybe it was that Hiroshima thing.
Maybe so.
Maybe so. So yeah, we wild, man. So there's a signal went off in Japan. Possibly they could be raising the interest rates. So remember, when they buy at 0%, they come here and they put it in speculative markets. They run the joint up and they making money. They don't have to pay no interest. But where it messes up is when the dollar starts to collapse, which it's been, right? It's down a lot this year. They go over 10%. And the interest rate in Japan goes up. The carry trade is over. It bursts. So you have to hurry up, sell out of the speculative assets, and move that money to get it back to Japan in time. But you know how much money they threw into crypto the other day? So when you can follow the carry trade market, see where I'm going with this, Wayne?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the liquidity is coming from. When XRP had that big pump, what country was behind that pump in 2017? 17?
Who was behind that?
Japan.
Yeah.
No, carry trade. Carry trade been going on forever.
Yeah. Japanese.
Remember?
Yep. Absolutely.
Why do you think they picked them? And what percentage did it go up?
Oh man, 38,000% was the gains?
In how many in less than what? Less than a month, right?
Less than a month. Yep.
So if you did the price of XRP right now, 38,000%, Justin will probably get this first. Give me the math. XRP price right now at 38,000% increase. What do you think the price will be? So when we talk about the shock price that's about to come,
That's $855.
no questions today.
Yep.
I'm not answering no questions. I'm not of service to anybody at all. Fuck. I gave y'all everything, man. Everything. How much is it?
It would. How much would it be?
How much? No, how much? Yeah, how much would it be?
$855.
So if you put $1,000 in at $2, right? I ain't even gonna go that far. Now, matter of fact, it was in a lawsuit for 5 years, bro. Everybody had a 20-cent XRP. It was literally a double nickel stable coin. $1,000 at 20 cents. How much XRP does that give you?
5,000.
Times that number you just said. How much money you got right now?
4.2 million. Hello.
You can't make this up.
Can't make this shit up.
The issue with us is we don't have strong belief in understanding how much wealth is really out here. We've never been part of an emerging tech movement. We've never been part of the third industrial revolution, the second industrial revolution. We don't come from bloodlines that actually benefited off of technology. So y'all want to revisit this $50 a month situation? I'm just asking. Because y'all doing more of that at Chick-fil-A and Starbucks. Stop fucking playing with us. Stop playing with us.
Goats, man.
It's called an unwinding carry trade. This is what's happening right now. So now we know about, that was one asset. What happens when it's the multitude of them and they all inside the 1%? And then you got all the DeFi protocols that's going to come between 2026 and 2029. If you got $2, $3, $4, or $5 million inside your bank account, you are doing okay. Maybe middle to low class. So when borrowing the yen becomes more expensive, this is why they call it the unwinding, right? Big investors unwind their trades as they pull the money right out. That's why you saw it just like instantly, the liquidity runs out the market that just came into it. That's not retail investors that's doing this stuff. They've been doing this shit to crypto since the beginning of time, right or wrong, Champ?
Since the beginning.
As they said, they hated Bitcoin, they hated crypto, but they championed blockchain technology, and they're correct.
Yep.
About hating all that 99% of those cryptos. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at Bitcoin and hate it. And not me per se. I'm just saying, I'm repeating what somebody else said, Jamie Dimon.
Yeah.
So pulling money out of risky assets like crypto to cover their yen exposure. All right. So that triggers what? A selling pressure. They in the derivatives market. So when they knock out all these trades, y'all reading all these technicals and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I stopped trading. That's another reason why, for all you guys who left the academy because of the copy trading situation, but y'all not realizing how much more value we give it in other ways, I'm saving your ass. Because the amount of money these dudes be blowing up this account because you just can't read it.
Straight up. you
don't know if Donald Trump's you don't know what's happening. And they're setting up the position. So I just got to do my own trading at this point. Not saying that it don't work. They'll get it back up again, but it's just it's like a blood pressure reading on somebody, that's not like right now. It's up and down. It's not good. I'm just trying to keep things a little bit stable. All right. So speculative assets, this is what crypto falls under, guys. All right. Stronger yen equals what? Weaker dollar. That's where we at. You need to start studying the Japanese market. One of the strongest economy, the world economy is the Japanese market.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So traders are just reducing their leverage at the end of the day while we stay and we get liquidated, thinking you're doing something. So crypto's treated like a risk asset right now. Just like tech stocks, right? Tech stocks are risk asset. What else? Yeah, crypto gets hit hard when that stuff happens. They got a playground where they know nobody knows the game, right? The uneducated retail investor in cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
Hodl. I'm one of those guys.
I am too.
I don't have time to get out and then get in and get. I can't play that game with those guys. I'm in. So Japan is actually the second largest foreign holder of U.S. treasuries. What bank is what project are they adopting in every bank and institution inside of Japan?
XRP. Fact.
How long you knew that?
For ages.
Did you tell people?
Since SBI was the major shareholder, I've been telling people from the mountaintops. I was telling people from the sandbox while I was getting rockets shot at me. People still ain't listen. That shit was
you got time for all of that?
That shit was 3 cents, and I still put in work every day. Every day. That was part of the curriculum. So that time situation, that was
and you were in Afghanistan in a war zone, and you were teaching yourself cryptocurrency,
getting and giving smoke, and I was still learning crypto.
And they don't got time, and no rockets flying over them. Okay. So the yield raises in Japan equals what? Expensive borrowing. It's too expensive to borrow the yen. Investors unwind global trade. Everybody's affected by it. It's probably why this Colombian peso can't figure itself out either. That's just doing the cha-cha. Sell crypto to cover your losses. Crypto prices fall. Takes the air out of people. People just got in position with XRP and now they ain't red. They're shitting bricks and they're selling. They're selling because they don't know what's happening. Sound the alarm. Sound the alarm.
No, you cook with that one. You put that one. Damn, that's wild.
I'm the fucking GOAT. I'm the GOAT.
Real shit.
You're welcome. No questions. Outro.
You smoke that. I like that. I like how you put that in perspective. Listen, there you have it, family. You guys just witnessed the entire financial system transform in real time. Bank of New York Mellon, Goldman Sachs tokenizing trillions of dollars in money markets. You got crypto-backed loans. You got direct Bitcoin and Ethereum trading. You got PNC just partnering with Coinbase that's going to bring crypto to everyday banking. Like the whispers are getting louder and louder and louder by the day. These are power moves by trillion-dollar behemoths, institutions that are laying down the rails for this new financial reality. Faster, smarter, tokenized, blockchain based. And you guys are not watching from the sidelines. You're tuned in, you're tapped in. You are here in the classroom, classes in session with two of the greats. So the real question is for everybody else out there, are you positioned to profit from this? Are you ready to build in it? Or are you just going to play fly on the wall and watch while others cash in? Every single one of you who are not a part of Skyton Academy, $1 for your first month. 49 off YT at checkout, skytonacademy.com. Because in this world that's collapsing systems and rising innovation, it's going to be two people that exist. The informed and those left behind. So until next time, keep your eyes open, keep your crypto cold, stay focused, stay dangerous, and let's keep connecting these dots. We'll see you on 103. Peace. Let's go.